everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, we have a matchup of a proven veteran against a breakout tight end. It's Jimmy Graham against Tyler Eifert. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tonight, we've got a good AFC matchup on tap between the Oakland Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at our matchup here. You've got to believe that this is a game that might be won in the trenches.
Oh, without question. This is big person on big person, big unit against big unit.
Meat on meat.
Oh, you got it all. Pick your cliche, but we know this. The ground's going to shake, things are going to rumble, and they're going to have an impact on today's game.
The big left foot of Sebastian Janikowski ready to get us started. And we are underway from Heinz Field. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And here come the Pittsburgh Steelers, fresh off a win on Thanksgiving in Week 12 over Indianapolis. Big Ben threw 3 touchdown passes. Last 3 games against the Colts, 13 TDs, no interceptions. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Excellent.
I mean,
something.
When he sees the Colts, I mean, he just lights up in a big smile, and his confidence level goes to absolutely new heights. But what he did in this last ball game set the tone for his team early. Got them out to that great start, came out of the gate fast, and then carried them home.
They come up with one running back. That's Bell. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. They'll go again with Bell. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And he gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Le'Veon had 120 yards and a touchdown on Thanksgiving. He's really coming alive the last 2 weeks, Charles. 146 against the Browns, and as I said, 120 on Turkey Day.
And I loved his mindset going into the game, because after what he did against Cleveland with the 146 yards rushing, many were saying, hey, how do you come back on such a short week and think about having a big game again? He's like, I'm always ready to play. I can't wait to get out there on Thursday, and this will have no effect on my performance going forward. He was exactly right. Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz. And even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Landry now on the return. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Oakland sitting at 9-2. Here they come onto the field led by Derek Carr. Derek Carr, who dislocated his pinky in the Week 12 game, said it was the worst pain he's ever felt. But still 315 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not bad.
That's the way to handle some of that pain and turn it into production. Because he and the Raiders, they're playing at a level right now where confidence is so high, they believe they're going to win every game no matter what. And when you have a team like that and you continue to make these fourth quarter, late game comebacks or find ways to win, you're hard to beat down the stretch.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Bradley Roby, the quarterback, there to make the stop. And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. From the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. Now 4th down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now Brown. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. As the Steelers trot back out for offense, Charles, wanted to ask you about the AFC North. They're tied with the Ravens through 12 weeks at 6-5. But just because of the kind of the mystique of the Steelers, you get the sense that this is their division to win.
The mystique and Big Ben at quarterback. Because I think that when you really analyze it going down the stretch, people I talk to around the league, they all still feel that the Steelers at the end of the year will be atop of the AFC North because Big Ben provides the edge that they need.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
2nd down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. They'll come out in the pistol. On 2nd down, it's Bell. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. And connection number 1 there on the game, Roethlisberger to Boney Tony. Antonio Brown, that's what his high school teammates used to call him.
I wonder what they would call him now.
More muscular, more successful Boney Tony Brown, right?
I'd say you're probably right. It may be all of that. They'll still call him Boney Tony, but Ben Roethlisberger calls him my number 1 target.
From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Bruce Irvin is an emotional, passionate player who lives to rush the quarterback.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. A fake to Bell. Rush coming, and he's taken down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on second down. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down. They'll fake the give to Williams. Now it's Roethlisberger. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now a first down carry by Bell. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit. But his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well-conceived, well-designed, and even better executed.
Again, it's Bell. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be a third and about 13.
Back-to-back runs that were stacked up. Offensively, now you've got to think to yourself, do we change blocking assignments? Do we change formations? Do we change looks in order to try and get the running game going?
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Ben on third and long, surveying the field. He's going to into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
So the Raiders take the field on offense again, sitting at 9-2, Charles, clinching their first winning season since way back in 2002.
And for most franchises, everyone would be dancing in the streets right now to support them, right? Their fans have to be going crazy. But don't you get the sense with this team that they have a bigger target in mind?
I think a much bigger target.
I mean, 9-2, terrific. Hey, they've erased some of that history, but they think that they can make a real deep run in the playoffs and be a real factor towards the Super Bowl.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit.
I love watching T.J. Ward play. Whether it's covering in the deep zones or blitzing, this man makes plays.
Now Carr throwing on second down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on third down and 9. Throwing his car on third down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Here's Marquette King now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. With it is Brown. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Watch left, watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left. Hey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Man open left side is Brown. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd down.
I'm not sure how many people anticipated Le'Veon Bell being such a huge part of the passing offense when he came out of Michigan State. Remember how thick he was? A big, bulkier runner. Slimmed down since he got to the NFL, and that increased all aspects of his game.
Yeah, because 2 years ago, he caught 83 passes. Last year, 24, but then he had the injury. You got to think they're going to continue to get him more involved like they did there.
I don't think there's any question about it. He is an absolute game breaker with the ball in his hands.
It's complete to Brown, right side. It's a gain of 14 down to the 14. Antonio Brown, he and Big Ben, they really shredded that Colts secondary on Thanksgiving night. 5 catches for Brown, 3 of them in the end zone, 91 yards.
He's gotten to the stage in his career where he sees single coverage. It's disrespectful, and I think it angers him. You've got to bring 2 or 3 guys to his area to try and dissuade the quarterback from even thinking about throwing it to him. Because when you don't, one guy, oh, he's going to get toasted up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry.
And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Martavis Bryant, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, there was a little extra pressure with that one because it was 3rd down. He didn't care. He snagged it with one hand like it was routine.
The key is to make a play in a tough situation. Doesn't matter how, and in this case, one-handed gets it done. Terrific play for us to watch.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over, and still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
1 quarter down. 7-0 is our score. More from the Steel City coming up after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. The 4-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean, they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got the NFL's leading receiver a year ago, Julio Jones. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Here's Marquette King now, as he's on to punt for Oakland. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger heading back out there. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, like I said, he's looked pretty good to this point. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Charles, as we glance back at Week 12 for a second, of all the games that were played, maybe that Chiefs-Broncos the most significant when you look at the playoff picture?
Most significant and maybe best played. I mean, think about all the excitement that went into that game, all the big plays, both sides having a chance to take control, Kansas City ultimately winning it. But Gary Kubiak, the head coach of Denver, his decision with about a minute to go to try the 62-yard field goal, that's the one that may come back because they had a chance to go ahead and take an overtime tie and put that on their record. Instead, it contributed to a loss.
Yeah, and it dropped the Broncos to 7-4. The Chiefs up to 8-3 behind the Raiders. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Over the middle here to Brown. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Charles, you think Big Ben is happy to have Antonio Brown on the other side of his passes?
You know he is, but he also expects it. And this is how their offense runs best. When those two get together, especially early, and continue to do it throughout the game, the end result is the one we're seeing right now. They're ahead on the board.
It has been early and often. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. Here we go. Oh, check.
Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a Le'Veon Bell touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here's Landry. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. On first down, Carr. And Jones has it over the middle. 10 yards on the pickup there. Good enough for an Oakland first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start, offense. Still first down.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. 4 yards there on the carry. Gets it back to 2nd and 11.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Carr. This one caught left side by Cooper. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. The safety T.J. Ward in on the stop.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here's the option going right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you called it the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
They'll run the option left. And he stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. And that one makes it 14-7. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory.
This is caught inside the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 75 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Offense now, they trot back out, and they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive, but they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together, but they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Graham slotted out to the left.
We ready? Wide and yank. Wide and yank.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got time. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And the Steelers set to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. I go all the way back to college with Le'Veon Bell, one of the better body transformations I've seen, from a big, thick power back to the guy we see now who can do everything.
And 2 years ago, of course, last year the injury, but 2 years ago over 1,300 yards. I think they think he can top that this year.
I don't think there's any question about it.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. To the left side here for Eifert. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. 3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Here's Jordan Berry now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out and down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Carr to throw on second down. Over the middle, Cooper with it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
Throwing on first down is Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. A good pickup there at 22.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
And now the offense operates in the red zone. Into the red zone, it's Carr. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Carr will try it again on second down. The left side completion to Jones. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. Now Carr again. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper from 6 yards away. And the Raiders are back within a score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Janikowski on for the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with an Oakland touchdown. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider defense now, here they are as they get ready to trot back onto the field. They're just hoping for more of the same. Last time they forced the punt that led to a score.
They flipped the field, essentially, and that's what you want to do as a defense. Make sure that you put your offense in a great position to run their offense and put the ball in the end zone. That's exactly what they accomplished.
Now they accomplished that last time. What will they accomplish this go-around? On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. To the left side here for Eifert. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Here we go with 2nd and 7.
4 down, 4 down. Check 53.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Man open left side is Brown. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. Fresh set of downs here. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Caught. Eifert over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
See it now play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. Ben to throw again. To the left side here for Eifert. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
They got a completion there. That's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you got to expect to get more on the passing play.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this 1st half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the 1st half. The Steelers are happy to be in front, and they'll look to play another solid half of football. The Raiders haven't played horribly, but will need to improve if they want to win this one. All right, let's get it going. Let's roll those 1st half highlights. 3rd and long. Here we'll get a pass into the end zone, and he's going to go 19 yards for the score. That puts them up by a touchdown. Now to early in the 2nd. In double coverage, Roethlisberger finds Brown, and it's going to end up going for a gain of 32. Steelers now later on the drive. Bell's going to break free after a stiff arm, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. That puts them on top by 14. Raiders line up at the 13. He stays up the middle on the run, and he'll take this 13 yards for the score. Trailing now by just a touchdown. Steelers with the ball midway through the 2nd. In traffic, Brown will make the catch, and this will go for a touch. Late in the 2nd. Nice work to make the catch in double coverage, and this play will go for 6. Raiders down by a touchdown. So that'll do it for us. We'll go back now to Pittsburgh for the 2nd half.
Thank you, LR. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, nice move. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Steelers defense, we watch them get set to go. They've got the lead here as the second half begins and looking to set the tone.
I used to love those types of halftimes because you knew what was coming. When you're winning, coaches are usually a little more aggressive with you and telling you what you did wrong. But because you're winning, it kind of rolls off your back. So you just go back out and play the same way you did in the first half, trying to shut them down.
Looking to do more of the same. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
And how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. In the slot on the right is Graham. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start, offense. Still first down.
So after the mistake by the offense, it cost him 5 yards, and now 1st and 15. Now they'll throw with Carr. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
2nd down now after the pass completion. To throw, it's Carr. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Completed pass on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down as the defense looks for the stop. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
We ready? Red 18.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay. Side and yay.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Oh, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Throwing on first down is Carr. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Again, we'll see the pistol here. A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. That's complete. It's Gordon. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. A gain of 13 and also the 1st down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. On the counter, here's Bell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Watch 85. Watch 85. Single receiver. Ready, Jordan Island over there. Single receiver.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger gets it to Gordon. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, there really wasn't much there, but a completion is a completion. A tough 3rd down awaits them.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
Hey, pull down. All right, now. 180. 53.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he gets us one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And now a 1st down following that long gain.
Slot. Hey, Jordan Island over there. Jordan Island. Let's go now. 180.
On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger to the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Now, this will be the 9th play on this drive.
Hey, we got four. We got four down.
They come up with one running back. That's Bell. They're going to give it to him running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Partner, that defensive win reminds me of something a coach of mine used to say all the time. If you really want it, you'll find a way to go get it. And the defense did exactly that.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. This will be caught at about the 5. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On now, Chris Boswell. He was 29 of 32 in the field goal department last year as a rookie. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Boswell's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they don't get a touchdown here in this opening drive in the 3rd quarter. But I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You've got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. So just 1 yard to go here on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. He needed a yard. That's what he got. And it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Wide and 8.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Carr now on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. We ready? Red 18.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
All right, here we go. Wide and 8.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And Graham's got it over the middle. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Red zone opportunity.
Here we go. Wide and 8.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
On 1st down, Carr can't find anyone open, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. He dropped an 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down.
Whenever you see a team deciding to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, as a defensive player, my mindset is we've got them now. And that's why they dialed up the blitz and got after them.
But occasionally, you want to pass it on 3rd and 1. I mean, not a lot for sure, but sometimes just to keep the defense guessing.
Oh, no doubt. You want to break tendencies as you go along with the game because you don't want them to just say, oh, 3rd and 1, we know exactly what they're going to do. But in this situation, as an offensive lineman, as a running back, I'd want to know why I didn't get the football.
And Janikowski bangs it through. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Just 2 yards to go here on second down for the offense. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. On second down, Roethlisberger. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The give is to Bell, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll run it with Bell, and he stopped immediately there. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8. So a 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Here's Bell. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's got time in the pocket. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Hitting the home stretch here in a great game, a tie game. Let's see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back. They come out here in the eye. Bell. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down, but they are in field goal range already. Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on 3rd down. Now a carry for the veteran. This is D'Angelo Williams. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And Boswell's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. And now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so. But this one's not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Here's Landry. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. They'll look to throw. Finding time. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And quickly, they get to the line. Back to throw. Surveying the field. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Javon Hargrave, the big rookie from South Carolina State, in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. He's back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And now they're in the hurry-up. He'll look to throw. He's got time. And, a crusher there as defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Boswell for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And now the rookie's free.
All praises for a tremendous return, but how about the guys that never gave up on the play, refused to let him get into the end zone, and tracked him down before he got there and made the tackle? A lot of pride exhibited by guys on special teams.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to...
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert and then get that onside kick. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Janikowski now for the point after. And the lead is down to a field goal now. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And it's the Steelers that come up with it. And that should just about do it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And now out come the Steelers. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down.
Roethlisberger dropping to a knee, and that ought to do it. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.